Well, hello. It is great to be with everyone today. I hope you're having as good a day as I'm having. I actually decided to listen to my SQ today. What's SQ? Yeah, I decided today that I was actually going to listen to myself and tap into that soul intelligence. And I got up and I did my usual journaling and having coffee. And this time I did it outside because my gardenias were blooming. I have a gardenia, a really gorgeous gardenia and several roses. And that just makes me happy and makes my soul light up. Just small things, little things. And I actually took a half day today, which was amazing. I got to play tennis with friends in the morning and it was fantastic. And we won, which is always awesome. And then took the liberty of going to lunch with them. So I'm a few minutes off my schedule, but I have something really important to share with you today. And it's actually the secret that no one talks about when it comes to leadership. And I'm sure you haven't thought about how the law of attraction or the law of feeling, or what I'm going to talk to you about, the true law, which is the law of consciousness, has anything to do with leadership or your work. So these are a couple of books that I find really interesting. About 2006, The Secret came out. And a number of years later, this book, The Feeling is the Secret, came out. Well, would you like to know the true secret? Both of the books had half of it right. So when you bring them together, it's pretty incredible. So what am I talking about? Well, obviously, you need to have someone who's got strong intelligence when you hire somebody for a job, right? They have to have great IQ. Well, they also need to have a sense of how to say what to say and understanding people. That's that EQ. But what people don't really talk to you about is what I love to talk to you about, which is about soul intelligence. And that's when you're literally lit up from the inside. It's almost like what we would call intrinsic motivation. When you feel aligned with your passion and your purpose and your mission and your vision, and you feel like you're part of something bigger than yourself, that's when you're truly in touch with your soul intelligence. And that's when you have employees running through the fire for you. So let's talk a little bit about this energy science. How do you get people to do that, right? If you think about, according to scientists, we only use 5%, our conscious mind is only 5% of all of our thoughts. That's what I'm trying to say. Come from our conscious mind, and we only use our conscious mind 5% of the time. So our subconscious mind is what's running all the time, like 95% of the time. And what's crazy about that is if our subconscious is running the show, and your feelings are really the secret, your feelings are actually what brings your thoughts into form. Did you know that? So everything has to start with the ideas, right? The intellect, the thoughts. But then what magnifies those thoughts and brings them into form are feelings. It's feeling, seeing, believing, and embodying your desires as if what you wanted has already happened. When you do that, things start coming in. So with The Secret, the original Secret, they only talked about positive affirmations and trying to control your thoughts. Have you ever tried to do that? It's really hard. And with the second book, Feeling is the Secret, that actually talks about magnifying things. So everything starts with this electromagnetic field, right? That's what we're all made up of. Everybody and everything is energy. So the electric part are those thoughts. Then the magnetic part are those feelings. So I know it sounds really too easy, right? But here's the real. Consciousness and the law of consciousness is the one and only reality, not figuratively, but actually. So your conscious mind is really that, personal, selective mind. It's the realm of effect. Thoughts tend to be very linear, so it tends to be more male-oriented energy. It's the one that generates the ideas and impresses through emotion. That's how we impress ideas. But the subconscious mind is really impersonal and it's not selective. and it operates in the realm of cause. It's more female in nature, right? Because it's feeling oriented. It's the one that receives the ideas and expresses the ideas into form from feeling. So how do you control your subconscious mind, right? It's running the show most of the time, but you can't actually access it really easily. So I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to put my specs on, how you control it. It is actually through controlling your ideas and feelings when you are in a relaxed state. Because creation is hidden in the very depths of consciousness, right? Ideas are impressed on the subconscious mind through feeling. So whether you have a good feeling or a bad feeling or an indifferent feeling, it's got to be expressed. And, you might try going crazy to try and get in control of your thoughts and your feelings, but here's what gets fun. Stay with me. Every feeling that you have makes a subconscious impression. And unless it's counteracted by a bigger, more powerful feeling, it has to be expressed. So the dominant feeling is the one that's going to come into form. So what do I mean? For example, if you believe that you are happy and you've got this strong feeling that I am happy, then you're going to be happy. It's a lot stronger than I will be happy, because when you say I will be, you're already admitting to yourself that you're not. And what you feel is always going to dominate what you would like it to be. And ultimately, if you can realize the desire and feel it in a state like it's already happened, that's when it can really start coming into form. What you need to understand is our body is actually an emotional filter. And I know a lot of us who grew up in corporate America know that you're supposed to suppress your emotions. Well, that's really a bad idea, because emotions are energy in motion. And when you stuff them down, it tends to be the beginning of dis-ease within your body. And so if you don't get rid of that energy, that's really what starts to cause things to go wrong in your body. So all changes of expression are brought about through a change of feeling. So it's not just the thoughts, but the feelings that make the biggest difference. That's what can change a destiny. And that's what can break a pattern. All creation occurs in the subconscious, and the subconscious isn't concerned whether it's true to you or false to you, because it always accepts whatever you feel to be true. All right. So that's the great news. That means nothing's impossible. Whatever your mind can conceive of and your body can feel is true, the subconscious has to objectify it. And how do I know that? Well, on the Emerald tablet in like 3000 BC, it was written, as above, so below, as within, so without. It is the law of consciousness. You can't defy a law, right? It's like the law of gravity. It just is. And so make sure, this is why people always say, manage your thoughts, think about your thoughts, but it's really your feelings, and both of them together. Because if you always focus, even though I want to be happy, right? We already said that's a powerless statement. But if you dwell on the difficulties or the barriers or the delays, then the subconscious by its very nature produces that in your outer world. The outside world really mirrors your inside world. So that's really where the secret got it wrong. If you're always saying, I would like to, but you're not, but you can't, the harder you try, the less you're able to make it happen. And that's when you attract things you don't want. You attract things which you are. That's one of the reasons why a lot of my coaching centers around people getting in touch with who they are and having a strong sense of self-esteem and understanding those self-limiting beliefs and negative emotions and energies that get stuck in your mental body, emotional body, and physical body. Because when I can use my methodology, a soul intelligence session, to move that stuff out, you're able to get to your soul intelligence so much quicker. And when your feeling is in conflict with your wish, the feeling always wins. So for those of you who have a strong sense of faith, faith is feeling. You can't think your way out of it. You have to feel your way into it. And all you have to do is do it in a relaxed state. So what do I mean that? And how do you get mastery of your thoughts and feelings in a relaxed state? Well, there's several different gateways into the subconscious. You can pray, you can meditate, believe it or not, sleep, because that's when your subconscious is actually really cranking. Okay. And there are tools that you can use to help reinforce those ideas and feelings, like what I use in my coaching practice. You can have a belief plan. You can do a soul imprint session. All of these things can really help support you. So what does this have to do with leadership? Man, it has everything to do with leadership. It has to do with you leading your life and leading your life from your soul intelligence. And when you're lit up and connected to your mission, vision, values, and purpose, and your soul intelligence is driving your decisions, that's when you can really light up a team. That's when you can help move other people into that state. Here's the best news of the day. I promise all you can possibly need or desire is already yours. And you don't need anybody else's help to give it to you. It's yours now. Your mom was right. Call your desires in by being in that imagining and feeling your wish fulfilled. I've had several different coaches give me a different approach to how they do what I'm ultimately referring to as a belief plan or a future state. So another coach calls it a day in the life, where you think several years down the road and you write whatever it is you want to manifest as if it's already happened. But the trick of it is not to just write it, not to just see it, but to embody it, accept it, believe it, and feel it and know it. When you can be totally into it, you will manifest that. So have you ever heard manifest destiny? It is natural to do the works of the one you believe yourself to be. That's why those self-limiting beliefs are so destructive, because they reinforce everything we don't want in our life. So in order to live in the feeling of being the one you want to be, and that you shall be, you've got to live it as if it's already happened. I always read my belief plan every day. It's one of the things I do over coffee in the morning. When I'm journaling, sometimes I'll even rewrite it. And typically you put a goal down, you put what you need to believe to achieve that goal. You put down who you need to choose to be in order to achieve that goal. Like, who is it? How do my most confident, highest, best version of myself? And you write it then as if it's already happened, and how you feel now that you've achieved this goal and you're on the other side of it. And then you check in with yourself on how committed you are to that goal. That's literally all it is. It's so simple. That's why it's called a secret. People don't believe that's truly the secret to manifesting what you want. You can look at a problem, a monthly problem you're having, a quarterly problem you're having, something at work with your team, something at home with your family. It all falls in line with the law of consciousness. Yes, it always starts with a thought, but what magnifies the thought into form, into being, is feeling. It is the divine masculine, the divine feminine, the linear, and the swirl, all working together as one. It's that simple. If you want to know more about the law of consciousness, if you want to learn more about what I do in my coaching program, I have both the one-on-one coaching program as well as the group coaching program. If you want to learn more about how I might be able to help you shift some of your self-limiting beliefs or negative energies, emotions, or thoughts out, book a soul intelligence session with me. All you have to do, if you're interested, I also have a whole list of self-limiting beliefs, those sneaky things that are hanging around in your subconscious that might need to move on out. If you're interested in finding out what my list of self-limiting beliefs are, just give me a little note, hashtag SLB. Yeah, SLB. Careful. And if you're interested, you may book a 30-minute session with me. We'll do a laser coaching. I'll share with you. I'll learn a little bit more about what's going on in your life. I'll share a little bit about the type of coaching program I teach. And if any of that sounds good to you, then we can decide to work together or not. And until then, I hope you have an absolutely magnificent day and that you continue to live from your soul intelligence. And if you're not, I really hope that you actually look me up. because I would love the opportunity to work with you and help you get in touch with your soul intelligence. Until next time, next Wednesday, keep it real. And I will look forward to talking with you soon.